Welcome to Spring LIB.
Okay, so here we're looking at adding some matrices, right? So if you have two matrices, A and B, which are going to be M by N matrices, right? So all this means is that A and B must have the same number of columns, and they must have the same number of rows, right? So for example, if M and N were each equal to 3, then they would have 3 columns and 3 rows each. The process of adding them together is actually kind of simple, which is nice. Math is occasionally simple. What'll happen is you'll take the element in each matrices in their same column and row number and add them together for the result. So for example, if you define the element in the first column in the first row, you'll add the element from the first column in the first row of, if this is say matrix A, to the element in the first column in the first row of matrix B. And then you'll add those two together and that'll give you this element, and you'll repeat the process. So the first row second element of A added to the first row second element of B will equal the first row second element of the product, or the sum of them, okay? So we have a couple examples here to go through, and so if we want to look at A, we're given that matrix A is going to be, I can do it up above here. Matrix A is going to be a 3 by 3 matrix, right? It'll look something like this. Okay, and then we're going to add that to another 3 by 3 matrix, B, and that's going to look like this. So 3, 2, -3, 5, -3, 0. And we want to take the sum, right? So we're going to take the first element, first row, first column. We're going to add that to the first row, first column, right? So that's going to give us a 0. Okay, and then we repeat the process. So then we'll take 0 plus 3. Well, that's going to give us 3. Right, and we take 4 plus 5, and that'll give us 9 here. And then we'll do the same for the second row. So we get -1 plus 2. So that'll give us 1. Then we'll take 2 plus 2 for 4. 2 plus -3. It's going to be -1. 0 plus 2 is 2. -2 plus -3 is -5. And then finally, -3 with 0 added on is just -3. And that is our A plus B matrix. All right, and so then we are doing another example here. This is part B of this problem. And this time we have 2 rows and 4 columns. So these matrices are a little bit more rectangular rather than square, but the same concept holds. So as long as the number of rows is the same and the number of columns is the same, then we can add them together. And just like before, we'll take the element from each corresponding row and column and add them together, right? So we'll get row 1, column 1 plus the row 1, column 1, -1 plus -3 would be -4. Okay, and then the same thing. So the row 1, column 2, 0 plus row 1, column 2, 9 is going to give our result of row 1, column 2 is equal to 9. And then we can kind of zip ahead and And once we do all these corresponding summations here, the final result will look like this.